My book is out. It came out yesterday. I'm so excited. And the reason I am so excited about this is because you can get all the benefits from this book. This is my experience of living the law of God, better known as Christian Science, discovered by Mary Baker Eddy in the 1800s. But I grew up studying this divine science, this law of good, this law of God. And this is my experience with that science, with demonstrating that science. And what I realized over my lifetime, my short lifetime, over this particular human lifetime, is that I always approach this understanding of God, this understanding of my true self and the expression of that I always approach it the same way because that's understanding this divine science. You understand that it's all about God. It's all about God being all, God being good. And then as you know yourself as the reflection of God, you look in and you know who you are. You know your true self based in Genesis 1, made in the image and likeness of God. So you look up, you know God. You look in, you know your true self, and then you look out. And from that premise, you look out on your experience and you see the reflection of what's in consciousness. And if your consciousness is a reflection of the divine, then all you're going to see out there is good. If you're seeing a lot of negative stuff out there, then you got to look in and go, okay, wait, what needs to be corrected in thought? And prayer is just bringing our thought back into alignment with the truth. So Jesus demonstrated this, as Mrs. Eddy says, he was the most scientific man that ever trod the globe, which I love. He demonstrated this science, the science of the Christ. He demonstrated the Christ so perfectly that we call him the Christ. And you see Christ truth demonstrated all the time as we are aligned with God. So my book, show the cover. My book, it's really soft and I like that. My book is my walk with this science. It's my walk with demonstrating. It's my walk with all the challenges and all the troubles and all the healings and all the like learning to listen, learning to hear that still small voice. When we talk about angels, I've grown up with the definition of angels from Mrs. Eddy, which is God's thoughts passing to man, spiritual intuitions pure and perfect. It's like, okay, if God is talking to me, I want to know how to listen. I want to know that when God is talking to me, I'm really listening and I'm trusting what God has to say and I'm following that and putting it into action. So I'm looking up, I'm listening. What is God saying? I'm looking in. I'm like tuning in. Am I really listening? Is it aligning with what I know to be true within me? Kingdom of God is at hand, right? Kingdom of God is within you. And then am I taking action? Am I putting it into practice? So that is look up, look in, look out in a nutshell. Look up to that higher power, look into your true self, and look out and not only see yourself expressed actively, but see others also expressed as the image and likeness of God. So I highly recommend. I think it's a bestseller already. It's only been out a day. I think it's already a bestseller. So I haven't checked the numbers, but I heard from the publisher that it's doing really well. So it is a fabulous gift to give this Christmas because it will unlock for you a very practical way to approach this divine science and make it simple because it is supposed to be practical and operative. So unless we are practicing and demonstrating the science, what's the point, right? I mean, anyone can read Science and Health. You don't have to be a Christian scientist. You can be a student of Christian Science from any religion, from any walk of life, it doesn't matter. You can be a student of this divine science. And anyone who decides to study this science and, read the textbook, Science and Health, with Key to the Scriptures, anyone can study it. It's all there. It's all fully articulated in that textbook. And if my book gives you a little window into the practice of it, into one person's experience with this science, however messy it has been, I do talk about some of the messes in here. It's not perfect. The human experience can look kind of messy sometimes, but I'm being called to just state it as honestly as I can from my perspective. And it is my individual walk with that. And I'm praying and hoping that you find your walk with this divine science and that you discover for yourself how practical it is and how it makes a life better and how it frees you from all the limitations that matter would try to impose on us. So, can I read you just a little bit? Can I read you the first few lines of the introduction? I started reading and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. It's so funny when we allow ourselves to like what has come through us, because I really feel like it's come through us. All right, just the first few lines, because I'm going to do an audiobook, but we're not recording that, I think, until after the new year. So there will be an audiobook. So this is the beginning of the introduction, and definitely when you get the book, you must read the introduction. You can't skip over that, because I know I used to do that, but then I realized you can't do that. Okay. I was hot dogging my way down a mogul field and stupidly stopped just below a bump to look up the slope for my dad. In that quick glance, what I saw was not my dad, but a guy much older and larger than I was coming right at me, out of control and yelling something incomprehensible. He came flying off the mogul, skis first, right into me, and we both went down in a flurry of snow and skis and poles. Scraping to a stop, I quickly realized that my 10-year-old shin, having abruptly stopped his hurtling body, had lost the battle with his skis. This is not how I imagined our first day on the slopes. My dad had invited me on a ski weekend in Vermont a year after my parents divorced. The youngest of three, I learned to ski at 2. My dad carried me down the hill in front of our house, my tiny skis corralled between his. You okay, Chipmunk? He asked as he raced down to the scene and called out to the people on the nearby chairlift to alert the ski patrol and send help to our location. I'd always wanted to ride in a ski patrol's toboggan. I just never imagined it would be for an actual injury. They strapped me in tight and cozy, but the ride was not pleasant, just bumpy and painful. I sang hymns to myself to take my mind off the pain, there inside the blanket, breathing my own hot breath. Oh, gentle presence, peace and joy and power. The ride ended by the ski patrol office and the base lodge, dot, dot, dot. It goes on. That's the beginning. It's exciting. This is my book. Go get it. How do you get it? Well, you can go to anywhere books are sold. You can go get it. Look Up, Look In, Look Out by Lisa Taylor. But if you go to lookuplookindlookout.com, there are all different booksellers links on there, Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and there's a UK one and there's a France one because somebody in France was having a hard time getting it. But it's being sold all over the world. So wherever you are, wherever you're located, you can get it. But go to lookuplookindlookout.com and there'll be the bookseller links there, or many of them, not all of them, bookseller links. It's at Walmart, it's at Target, all different places. Um, and if it's not at your local bookstore, ask them to carry it. That helps too. And get all your Christmas shopping done early because it makes a great Christmas gift. It's inspiring and it will give somebody freedom in their life. So thank you all for your support. I love this science, as you know. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that's all I talk about. Um, and I do work full time as a Christian Science practitioner. So this is my life. I work for God and I love this stuff. And if anybody wants to understand the science, get the textbook of the science for sure. But if you want to read a story about one person's approach, that would be this. Look up, look in, look out. 3 simple steps to a divinely guided life. All right, lots of love. Go to lookuplookindlookout.com and you can go purchase it or buy lots of gifts for people at Christmas time. All right, lots of love. See you tomorrow.